Hey YouTube, how's it going? Kevin Cleary here with a first impressions video on this very interesting, rather exciting zero tolerance. This is the 0920, new for 2017, and I've really been itching to get my hands on this one, but just haven't had an opportunity yet. Thanks to Real Bush Monkey EDC on Instagram, also known as Scott Riley, I've been able to get a hold of this knife, and I've got to say I am very impressed. Now, Scott has a fantastic knife collection. Honestly, the best Spyderco collection I have ever seen. Now that I've given him credit, and if you don't follow him on Instagram, you need to go ahead and do that. He's got a great Instagram feed, and if you're really lucky, maybe you'll be able to talk him into showing you that Spyderco collection. Now, he sent me this knife as well as a few others, so you'll hear his name mentioned in a couple of more videos coming up over the next few weeks. I've also got a couple of other Les George zero tolerances. Here is the 0900. And here is the 0909. I'll bring both of those in at the end just for a quick preview. I will be reviewing those coming up, hopefully in the next few weeks. Okay, so let's get back to this knife because it is the one that I've been really excited about. I've been watching this knife pretty closely, and I definitely need to own one. And the worst part about it is this knife is sent for review, and it's going to be super hard to send this back, although I'm sure Scott is really missing it as well because it is a really well done knife. This is a Les George design, the Valkyrie. And of course, Les George, as you just saw, a couple of the other knives there he's done with zero tolerance, has done a bunch of designs for Kershaw and ZT, and they've all been pretty nice. This one is definitely one of my favorites. It's got that nice recurve on that flat ground stonewashed blade. Clip point, kind of a swedge out of this, almost making it almost a harpoon shaped blade. Good sort of width here on the back. Jimping is a little soft, okay, and I'm just kind of giving you my thoughts as we kind of work our way down the knife. S35 VN steel on this guy. Moving down to the lockup here, it is a bearing pivot, and it's a really smooth one. I'll let you see how nicely that just drops shut. There you go. So you can see very smooth action, nice stiff detent, really well done along those lines. And finally, take a look at that handle. This is 3D machined titanium, nicely textured, absolutely impressive. We've got an anodized pocket clip that matches the standoffs here at the back. Notice the internal milling to save weight on this. So that's what's going on with this knife, guys. A lot of things that I really like here. The blade shape, the handle shape, the finish. There's a lot to really appreciate about how well done this knife is. And for ZTs, okay, now guys, keep that in perspective. For what ZT is doing here, the price point is even pretty attractive at $220. I cannot complain at all about the price point on this guy. Let's go ahead and give you guys a size and weight, and then I'll give you my initial impression on this, which, if you haven't already guessed, is going to be pretty darn good. Let's see, so just under 9 inches, so 8 7/8, even a little bit more maybe than 8 7/8. You can see how the blade kind of just passes that. The handle, the blade length on this is a solid 3 7/8, so almost 4 inches. And the handle length when closed is exactly right on 5 inches. There we go. I let the knife slide a little bit. Let me show you that again. So I guess it's just a hair over 5 inches, which is where that extra 1/16 is coming in the overall length. Not only is this a fairly large knife, it's a pretty attractive knife as well, is what I want to get to. The aesthetic appeal of this guy is really up there. It's very attractive. Before I get too caught up here, let me go ahead and give you a weight on this guy. Okay, so 5.4 ounces. 5.4 ounces for a nearly 9-inch knife. I definitely have no complaints at all about that. Now, what is my initial impression on this guy? This is a, This is a very useful, okay, reasonably lightweight for its size knife. Certainly it's going to be pretty hard use. I would put this in the category of like EDC Plus. Now it's a fairly fine looking design. It's fairly elegant, so it could almost be a large gentleman's folder. Well, maybe you would say the 0909 would be more of the hard use, maybe outdoor type of role. Nonetheless, absolutely gorgeous knife, very, very attractive. I think, it's going to carry really well. The blade is, that recurve can make it a little bit of a challenge to sharpen for some people. Not the end of the world. Overall, though, guys, I think this is a great knife. Beautiful design, very well executed by Zero Tolerance, reasonably lightweight for its size, extremely comfortable in hand, tough and durable. So this really checks off a lot of boxes. If you love this design, but you want something a little more hardy, a little more cost-effective and maybe a little more hard use, then you might want to look at the 0909. And if both of these are illegal where you are because they're too darn big, then there's still the 0900, which is an interesting little knife. Not something that I would be super interested in. These two are, they're creating a lot of want in me. Like I said with the previous video, these are going to be hard to send back to Scott. This one here, I like it. It's an interesting knife, but it's certainly not one I would buy or want in my collection. Anyway, there you go, guys. That's a bit of a quick sneak preview coming up on these two, as well as my initial thoughts on the 0909. I think, guys, this may be the best Zero Tolerance of the year. I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments down below. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and we will talk to you soon.